This happened a couple of years ago, but it's still burned into my memory. I was exhausted, stranded in airports for over a day, and just when I thought I'd finally get some peace in first class, an entitled mom tried to take my seat. Back then, I lived across the country from my family. I usually flew out for the holidays, but this trip was a nightmare. The airports were packed, flights were delayed by storms, and by the time I hit my first layover, my flight was canceled. To make it worse, the airline couldn't get me a hotel, so I spent the night on the airport floor, clutching my bags. When I finally boarded my next flight, I'd been stuck in airports for 24 hours straight. Thankfully, I had booked first class for this leg of the trip. I sank into my seat, relieved I'd be home soon. Then a kind flight attendant came over. She pointed to the empty seats next to me and asked if I'd give mine up so a mom who forgot to book her toddler's ticket could sit there. I politely said no. After everything I'd been through, I wasn't giving up the seat I'd paid extra for. The flight attendant understood and said it was fine. But here's the kicker. The mom ended up sitting next to me anyway, with her toddler on her lap. She immediately glared at me and said, "I can't believe you wouldn't give up your seat for a child." I calmly replied, "Ma'am, I paid extra for this seat. You should have booked your kid a ticket. That's not my fault." She didn't like that. She muttered under her breath, made snide comments, and even told her toddler, "Go ahead, make as much noise as you want. Do whatever you want." At this point, I couldn't believe how petty she was being. Eventually, I snapped. I turned to her and said, "Will you just shut the fuck up?" I'm not proud of swearing in front of her kid, and I even apologized afterward, but she didn't stop. She kept calling me names, whispering insults, and glaring at me. Finally, my hero arrived. The same flight attendant from earlier. She bent down and told the woman, "You were lucky to get a seat change at all. Since you sat down, all I've heard is you harassing this passenger and encouraging your child to misbehave. This plane hasn't even left yet, and we have no problem removing you. If you keep it up in the air, you'll be banned." The entitled mom went silent. I put on my headphones, smiled, and binge-watched the Netflix show I downloaded. Honestly, that was the best part of the flight. So what do you think? Was I wrong for refusing to give up my seat? Or was this mom completely out of line?